Voxie, you have the floor, brother.
Hey, thanks so much, Ryan. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Thrilled to be here today. As Ryan mentioned, Bogdan from Voxie. Some of you guys may have heard of us. Some of you maybe haven't. We consider ourselves an intelligent SMS platform. The thesis that we have is that in the future, you and your franchisees are going to have to talk to every single one of your customers at scale, learn their likes, preferences, understand that data. So tying to some of the themes that everybody else has mentioned around AI, et cetera, we've had a similar type product to what you guys are seeing right now with ChatGPT out for a little while. We've actually been one of their largest customers for a number of years. And even more interestingly, we've built our own sub-product, our natural language understanding model underneath that. A little bit about Voxie. And I'll jump around if you guys can see my screen. We're venture-backed, based here in Atlanta with offices in Denver and Boston. We've raised a little over 34 million. A little over 80% of our customer base is franchised. We're in about 24,000 doors and growing. Our average customer sees a return on investment of a little over 27 times what they pay us. And we're sending north of 150 million messages a week at this point, working with some fantastic brands, really in 3 verticals that all have kind of the same problem. Those 3 verticals being effectively retail, service, and food. And our thesis is you need to be connecting with your customers where they talk with their friends and family. Today, that's very much text. And notice what I call that is with, not at, right? That's very much text. In the future, we are going to be expanding to other modalities and powering the same types of technologies. Again, I'm going to skip around. Ryan, I probably won't even spend the full 10 minutes on this. Most people are used to texting. That's on the left-hand side. No offense to anyone that's sending it. Obviously, I have a point of view and I call it bad or okay SMS. What Voxie powers is the stuff on the right, which is effectively one-to-one at scale. It's AI powered, but it looks and feels human, from callable 10-digit numbers that can route to your call center, they can route to your local franchisee locations, even to cell phones, right? And anywhere you're using phone or email, you can deploy Voxie and drive significantly higher outcomes. For most of our brands, we become a top 3 revenue stream. And again, a large part of that is we're collecting what we now call zero-party data and letting them weaponize it, effectively understanding what each person is saying, whether it's Josh or Matt or Chuck, and no longer relying on things like lookalike audiences or cookies, but actually getting that data straight from the horse's mouth. What's your name? How many kids do you have? For the daycare chain, when is your birthday? When do you need to get this done by? And then having that NLU engine, understanding what's being said and treating them completely differently. Did they respond to the text? If no, automate the follow-up. One of the blurbs I had today, where I think the biggest opportunity, and I think Joe called it out too, is what we call speed to lead. Today, if somebody fills out a form fill, you have no idea when your franchisees are reaching out. It might be 6 hours, it might be 6 days, it might be 6 months. So Voxie can automate it as soon as someone fills out that lead form, anywhere it comes in from, whether it's an ad unit or on your landing page, within 10 seconds, they're in a flow. They think they're talking to a local human. At any point in time, we can route it over at the right point in the sales cycle. And right now we're converting at 6 times higher than your humans for, very large franchised chains all over the country. Like I said, I've got case studies. We've built all kinds of ways to make it much easier to collect SMS compliantly. We're the leaders in compliance. The nation's foremost experts in text law is our general counsel. He's argued before the Supreme Court over 6 times. Really bullish that this is very much the future. Text has a really high open rate. What I would argue that most people don't look at is what's that response rate? We think every outbound conversation is going to have an inbound, and kind of our differentiator is no response is a response, right? In our AI model, and it warrants a follow-up. Did they click and book? Did they click and buy, et cetera? If you guys want to give it a try, I've got a genericized home services demo. Take your phone out, scan this QR code. This is one of our compliant opt-in widgets. Notice how it's going to pre-populate the body of the text message, the number it's going to. Because you're texting into the brand, you have all the consent you need. It's called explicit written consent. And from there, you'll get dropped into a quick flow. And again, last piece of information that I'll call out is this is a marketing kind of focus. We think marketing is the first aspect of what you have to do to run a successful business, right? So we started there, but we can automate every aspect of the customer lifecycle, whether it's repeat purchase, retention, payments and collections, HR use cases. Anywhere you use phone or email, you can deploy Voxie and drive significantly better results. And the last piece of personal news, I'm married to a franchisee who's in the fitness space. So I get to hear, the challenges, the woes every night during pillow talk, if you will. And so very much understand the challenges that business owners, small business owners are dealing with. And we want to build the platform of record that helps them automate their lives so they can focus on growing their business, not manual follow-up and monotonous tasks that bots and AI can do much better, right? So we can put humans in the right place, them and their employees to move the needle and grow those businesses, and then we all win. So yeah, that's really it. I can chime in more, etc. But I want to be thoughtful. I know these other folks have got a significant amount to cover. I'm more than happy to chat with any of you guys. You can find me in a variety of places all over the interwebs. My email is just my first name, Bogdan@voxie.com. My cell phone is right there. You guys can find me on LinkedIn. Ryan texts me all the time, so you can ping him for my information as well. He'll send you a V card, whatever you guys want. Would love to be helpful. We'll bring in our strategy team and talk to you about places where we can help automate your business and drive better results. And thank you guys again for the time. Thrilled to be here. Excited for what I think will be a tumultuous 2023. Since I've got one more minute, I'll talk about my favorite phrase and my theme for our company this year. So there's a really famous book that's really dense called Anti-Fragile by Nassim Taleb. And the theory that this guy has is that the opposite of fragile isn't strong or durable, it's anti-fragile. And what that means is when you take a stressor or a punch to the face, right, you actually get better after the punch. You get stronger, right? And you can now overcome the next punch. And that's the theme that we're going to adopt here at Voxie this year. And we want our customers to adopt in what will be, a downturn, as we've all said. I don't think anybody wants to say those words, but we're in one. We need to be pragmatic and adjust accordingly. But we're looking forward to helping, world-class brands become anti-fragile by better talking and understanding their customers, saving money, making more money across the board through AI and automation. So thank you guys. I'll stop sharing now.
I love it. You have me pumped up with the quote. I love the book. I'm a fan of that book as well. So we will move on. I'm going to call on Joshua Allen.